Yep, started.
We are live. This is Intimate ZvX with Stoic Esports
Episode 8.
Episode 8, Game 3.
Yep. Of our ZvZ.
ZvZ week, motherfuckers. So this is another game with David versus EGLzGaMeR.
Yep. Alright, let's do this.
So this is Antigua Shipyard. Well, let's just jump right in here. 41 seconds, which is our patented time. No one else is allowed to start replays on YouTube at 41 seconds. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play.
Going.
Oh, you fucked up your drones there, man. What are you doing?
Tell me when you're at 55 seons. Screw
Now.
that up. Okay.
You messed up your drones pretty good at the start.
I didn't even notice.
Your minerals are fucked. Look how far behind you are.
Oh, crap. Nah, whatever.
Okay, let's talk about the game.
You don't want me commenting about that right now. Anyways. Alright, so...
Okay, I'm going to take it off your vision because you spam like a...
Oh my god, this is so dizzying. Jesus.
I know.
Why am I doing this?
I take it off your view for the start of the game because you spammed your overlords too much.
God,
Like your
that was
APM
annoying.
when there's nothing even useful to do is still somehow at 100.
They're changing the APM back next patch. That's going to be amazing when my APM averages at like 600, so we can like use that as our pitch.
Okay. Changing it back.
Alright, so this is going to be a regular 15 hatch.
15 hatch.
Important thing to note is to make sure that your overlords are within the pathway of Zerglings, just in case I scout him last. In this game it is going to be the case, so I always make sure that one of my overlords is in somewhat of a pathway, just in case his Zerglings are running by with like a temple. I'll be able to see it as
so
fast
you'll
as
be able to
possible.
see it because they come right along the wall here.
Yeah.
Here is where I'm viewing right now, but you can't see because you can't see my goddamn screen.
I can sense it though. Alright, so 16 pool, and then I'm going to go up to 17 and build a gas, just my normal build. That works against temple, by the way. If you want to see that, check out game number 2.
I noticed you hockey your drones here. Any particular reason for that? Is that why you're going to transfer 7 drones, or is that...
I do it mostly just in case I see a 10 pool. I'll have them on hotkey so I can easily select them into a mineral patch and micro them. Yeah, that's all. But other than that, no. I never hotkey my drones. I don't see why you would. That wouldn't make any sense. Alright, so now I see his overlord here, so I know that he's in the bottom right location. So as you can see, I'm trying to quickly get my bottom overlord on the right hand corner to the pathway so I can see if Zerglings are coming. But I do see a Zergling scout here, so what I do is I check, see if he's building a spine crawler. He's not building a spine crawler. So the only reason why someone would scout usually is because they want to be safe. But what he's doing is a little strange because he actually opened a very safe build. He didn't open a 15 hatch, and yet he still scouted. So, not sure what he's doing. Very, very strange.
Did he drone scout?
Yeah, he drone scouted. That's why. It's just very strange. So right now, I'm just assuming that he's 15 hatching, so I'm doing nothing but droning at this point. And I also haven't seen Zerglings come through that pathway of my overlord. So now I see 2, and now I see 4. I'm not too worried about 4. So here I'm just going to slowly build my Zergling count up. And maybe build a spine crawler. It would be very smart to build a spine crawler in this case, just because he invested into Zerglings a lot earlier than I did. So I definitely have a drone lead, so I can invest into something that depletes my drone count. So I'm having these 2 queens here at the bottom, just in case there's an abnormal number of Zerglings with a very early pool. I'll be able to block my ramp, worst comes to worst. As we can see here, I don't see this, but he's doing something very funky. He's building 6 banelings, and I think he's going to try to get a bust, but this just comes down to a reactionary thing. If he doesn't follow this up with speedlings, all you have to do is know it's coming, react, and then go accordingly. So as we can see here, I'm at a massive drone lead. And, alright, so I'm just going to have to split. This is pretty good. He gets a pretty bad hit off here. So... this is excellent for me. I only lose 2 drones. He has to invest into 4. Okay, so at this point, these are the things I know. I know that he went baneling nest before he invested in speed. So I know that in order for another attack of that sort to come at me, in order to kill me, it would come basically when his speed finishes. So I have pretty much a good 110 seconds to do whatever the heck I want. So I'm going to basically go into what I like to call kind of like a really greedy drone rotation, because I know that nothing can kill me at this point. So I'm putting down my roach warren, I'm putting down 2 additional gases, because if I want to do this type of huge baneling roach push, I need 3 gases to support it. And I'm going to go all the way to about 44 to 45 drones and build nothing but drones until I hit to that point. So what that's going to allow me to do is, as you can see, if you go to the harvester count now, I'm going to be at 40-something drones while he's still at 30. So now I can stop and build nothing but units, because as we said in the previous ZvZs, your advantage in econ has nothing to do with the drone count at that moment. It has to do with the rotation of drones, whether they were before him or after his.
You know,
so because I know that
ahead, right?
Yeah, my rotation is so ahead of his that if I do nothing but build units at this point on, if he exceeds me in drones, he will die to a push, and if he stays equal with me on drones, then we will have the same drone count, which means my econ will be better because I had the same drone count earlier, and therefore my army value will kick in to effect faster. So at this point, he is succeeding me in drones, but as you can see, as I was talking about, if he breaks that number of drones and exceeds me in drones, he will just die to a push. So as you can see in the food count, it's 78 to 57. This is going to be a near impossible attack for him to hold off.
So you know this all-in's going to work.
Yeah, this is that's why it's because I did such a greedy transition, because he opened so oddly, showing me that he went banelings before he went speedlings, and that's just terrible, because if you don't have map control with speed and your banelings fail like that, I'm going to be able to do whatever the heck I want, and that's exactly what happened. I went from 20 drones to 40-something drones while he was still on 30, and now I built nothing but units. So now it's pretty much impossible. Like, look, I'm almost up to 40 supply, and that should never happen in ZvZ. It's impossible for him to win this game at this point. So there's not much to say at this point. Just make sure that your banelings connect. Usually what I want to do in this push is have your banelings come into 2 waves, because what this does is, if he has banelings of his own, it doesn't really matter if your first wave of baneling count is at 20 and his is at 40. Because as long as the bunch of banelings hit his bunch of banelings, they will all just die. So it's better to split your banelings into 2 waves, so that hopefully the one wave that connects, he panics and uses his wave of banelings to blow up on your baneling wave, and then the additional 10 banelings from the second wave that you run in will be able to connect onto drones or the lings that he's building, or even the roaches or whatever. So I should be able to do this. I have a lot of banelings. I'm going to split them into just 2 groups.
Ton of banelings.
Yeah, split them into 2 groups, send in one group first and the other one after. So as you can see, the food disparity is just impossible. So here's the first wave, and he doesn't have banelings of his own, so it doesn't matter. And then the second wave, and I even do 3 waves because I have so many. So this is just to be sure that in case he had banelings of his own, they wouldn't all blow up to the banelings he had. So, and this is basically game over.
Wow.
So.
And he went up to, well, he killed a bunch of drones, but I don't know how many workers he created, but I think he was over 50.
Yeah, something like that.
Interesting. So you got to know when to all in is the basic. Now, if he had a 15 hatch there,
it's not really a matter of all-inning. It's just you cannot let your opponent beat you in drone rotation, because that means their economy is just better. So whether it happens at 20 minutes or whether it happens at 10 minutes, you will die in the next 2 minutes if he's ahead of you in econ for that long. So that's just how ZvZ works.
If he gets ahead of you in drone rotation like he was there, your way to make up for it was to attack with a shield.
Well, the key to ZvZ is to be ahead mentally. So for example, say I know that he's going to be ahead of me in drones because as I was microwing with some kind of a tech unit, he was able to be super greedy and build nothing but drones between that, and I didn't do any economic damage. So say we were on tier 1, there are a number of things I can do, but it's all about being ahead of your opponent mentally, because ZvZ is all about gaining an advantage over, that 1 split second of deciding to build a round of drones when he thinks you're building a round of units, or vice versa. So, for example, if we were on the same tier and I knew that his round was going to be higher, then I would take a big risk. I would maybe not invest into banelings or roaches and go straight into Spire Tech, and then build a ton of spine crawlers to fend off a big roach bust, and then barely get enough mutas out in time to maybe hold off the push if he has nothing but roaches, or something like that. You just need to gain an advantage in some way or another.
Okay.
But those things can work. because if you're ahead mentally and he doesn't know that you're fast teching, for example, then all you need is, even if he's up 40 supply, if you are running 6 meters across the map and he has no spore crawlers, then it gets into this really weird game and it allows you to equalize that way. So, stuff like that.
Okay.
Alright.